This month on Inside COD, it's election season. We get you up to speed on everything you need to know before casting your ballot. Alter Ego Productions is kicking off Spring It On. We preview the fun activities planned for the college. And get ready to turn sap into maple syrup at the Red Oak Nature Center. All that and much more coming up right now. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Inside COD. I'm George Brew.
And I'm Nick Kinzel. The midterms are right around the corner, and Courier TV is your place for primary coverage. Joining us in the studio is Bill Enwright, adjunct professor of political science here at the college, and also a member of the Glen Ellen Village Council. Glad to have you back, Bill.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on the show, Bill. So the first thing we want to talk about is the big thing that's happening is the presidential primaries are going on, and a lot of candidates are vying for the Democratic position. Can you tell us basically how that's shaping up, and what exactly is the first step with that?
Yeah, well, first I'd want to say that I project Donald Trump the winner and the Republican, just to knock that off early on. And then for the Democrat side, of course, we had such a large field to start off, and then certainly it's been winnowed down now. And so it looks like Sanders is looking good, but especially after what he did in places like New Hampshire. But you never know. There's still a few states left, and certainly we are still going to vote in Illinois in the primaries on March 17th. So things might change.
So there are also a few congressional races this year that look competitive. What seats are seeing a lot of action this spring?
Well, certainly Sean Casten is the incumbent now, a Democrat who's in a seat in DuPage County, which hasn't been seen much. And so we've got two people, Jay Kinzel and Jeannie Ives, who are running for that seat on the Republican side. So they're in a primary race, and then we've got to see how that turns out, and then they'll be running against Casten in the general election, which will be in November. But I think that race alone between Jeannie Ives and Jay Kinzel is going to be a good one in itself, and then it will certainly be competitive in November.
So those are like the big ones that are going on. How about the local elections? Can you tell us a little bit about the local elections that are going on around here?
Well, one good one was the referendum on marijuana in Naperville, whether or not they want to allow for recreational sales of marijuana in Naperville. And so we'll see whether or not we get a big voter turnout, and certainly the larger the voter turnout, usually the better it is for these referendums to say yes than no. And so I would say that's going to be an interesting one. More locally around here, we've got DuPage County District 4 board seat, which the incumbent is Tim Elliott, and there's 5 candidates on the Democrat side who are running to face off against him in November. And so that one probably will be very competitive on the Democrat side. And then I'm also anticipating in November that will be a good one also. We've got quite a few more local elections as far as DuPage County goes that have at least a couple of races that are have more than one person in it, which doesn't happen very often. So it's kind of interesting to see something like that in the more local elections.
For more election coverage, Courier TV will be covering the primaries on March 17th at 6 a.m., 7 p.m., 8:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. We'll have live coverage and candidate reactions as the polls close, so be sure to stay tuned. Coming up next, we find out how students can leap into spring with Alter Egos Productions.
On March 13th, Global Fix is showing the Japanese film Shoplifters. The film is about a struggling family who teach each other means of survival that strengthen their bond. The film will be shown at 1:30 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. in the Belushi Performance Hall. This event is free for students. Move over, Nancy Drew and Scooby-Doo. Starting March 26th, College of DuPage will be performing Clue on Stage, an adaptation of the hit murder mystery board game movie. The classic whodunit will be performed on March 26th to April 5th in the Playhouse Theater, with showtimes Thursday to Saturday at 8 p.m. and Sundays at 3 p.m. Tickets will cost $14 for students and $16 for adults. Get up out of your seat and join the Jazz Ensemble on Sunday, March 22nd for an afternoon filled with big band music and dancing. The event is in the Belushi Performance Hall from 3 to 5 p.m., and tickets are $7.
Alter Ego Productions will be hosting Spring It On starting April 6th. Various events are planned to welcome us back from spring break with lots of fun. Joining us now is Ignatius Seguban from the student organization Alter Ego Productions to tell us more about Spring It On. Hello, Ignatius.
Hi.
So first, when does the event start and what activities are planned?
Spring It On event starts on the week after spring break, which is the week of April 5th. And we have 3 events that week. On Monday, we have a blender event, which is basically like a preview of what events we have for that week. And we're giving out food in there as well, some little giveaways. And then on Tuesday, we have paint and mocktails, which is basically the students would try to copy some paintings that we're gonna flash on the videos for that. And also we have some mocktails, which we call it, which is just like, not really cocktails, but like some Shirley Temples in it. And on Thursday, we have this boardwalk game day, which is some little games that you can find on the beach. So.
Oh, okay, that's cool. So what does Alter Egos aim to achieve with this event?
So basically, we do Spring It On after the week of spring break because, like, you know, students are not yet that in gear for school, so like they're still kind of like not in the mood for like getting back in school. So we're there for them to, like, you know, give some entertainment, like a little fun to it in order to get back on track. So.
Okay. So what part of Spring It On are you most looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to Boardwalk Game Day because we hired a digital caricature artist. So instead of drawing an actual physical drawing, he draws it in this computer, and then it's actually going to print out whatever the student looks like.
Oh, that's really cool. So what other events do you have planned for the spring semester?
Oh, after Spring It On, we have one more event left for April, which is on April 26th. We have a collaboration with the Asian Student Association, which is a movie day for Crazy Rich Asians. It's just a movie day.
Oh, that's really cool. So I'd like to thank Ignatius for joining us today. For more information about Alter Ego Productions and their events on campus, visit sheplife.cod.edu. Coming up next, we take a field trip to the Red Oaks Nature Center in Batavia. But first, here's a look at your community calendar of events.
The Spring Fling Craft Show is being held at the Darien Park District Community Center on March 14th. Come find unique handcrafted decorations for your house and garden, plus wearables and jewelry. The show is open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and admission is free. For more information, go to festivalnet.com. It's time to pull out all your St. Patty's gear for Naperville's 2020 St. Patrick's Day Parade, hosted by West Suburban Irish. The parade starts at 10 a.m. Saturday, March 14th, and will begin at Naperville North High School. For more information, please visit the St. Patrick's Parade tab at wsirish.org. Be ready and set to go on March 21st. The 5K Leprechaun Lap located at Washington Elementary School will hold a school funding race from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Make sure to bring the young ones too, as there are 2 newly added dashes this year for kids ages 2 to 5 and 6 to 8. To register and learn more, go to leprechaunlab5k.com.
How do you make your pancakes, waffles, and French toast even better? Just add some maple syrup. We headed out to the Red Oak Nature Center in Batavia to tap a maple tree and find out how they're preparing for their annual Maple Festival.
It is maple season, so this is how you would tap a maple tree. You would want a maple, of course. One way you can identify, and I'm not going to go into long detail, is the bark, the seeds, the leaves, the branching, and then you can tell if it's a maple tree or not. And then you're on a root and about 3 feet up. So when you are tapping a tree, you just need some basic tools. One is a hand drill, and you go up on an angle because you want to go into that flow, and you're just going to drill in. And what we're trying to do is get into a layer of the tree, just past something called the cambium, which is a paper-thin layer, and out of the other wood into something called the sapwood, which is where we want to go. And the way we know we're there is it's going to bring out some wet pulp, and that knows that we drilled just far enough. You don't want to go too far into something called the heartwood, which is the backbone of the tree. And then I'm going to drill with this stick and kind of clean it out. Then I take a spile and a spile driver and a hook to hang my bucket. And this spile is what's going to have the sap just kind of come through in that spot. I'm just tapping, maple tapping, until just it's settled and secure. You can already see that that sap is coming out. It's a good day because the sun is shining right on the tree. The temperature's just right. And there you have maple sap coming out. You can see that it's clear. It is made of 90% water with just a little bit of sugar. So next step is to get a bucket. We don't want this to go to waste. We're just going to hook that on. We also, this is just a food grade bucket, plastic bucket. We also don't want things flying over to drop things into our syrup. That will become syrup, sap. And then we take it from the tree and we boil it down. And after 40 gallons have been boiled, we get 1 gallon of syrup. And you can see this on March 21st here at Red Oak Nature Center from 9 to 2 with tours on the hour. And it's $2 a ticket. So we hope to see you there.
Nick is in the newsroom with a very nice giveaway for this month.
Yes, George, we do have a great giveaway. Red Oaks Nature Center was kind enough to donate this month's giveaway. Before we show the prize that one lucky viewer will receive, let's go over the rules. It's pretty simple. Go to our Facebook page, Courier TV, and like the March edition of Inside COD in our feed. Remember, it's the March edition, and you have until March 24th at noon to like the episode. This month, Red Oaks Nature Center has donated a water bottle, flashlight, and sunglasses for one lucky viewer's outdoor adventures. Remember to visit our Facebook page at Courier TV, like the March edition of Inside COD in our feed for a chance to win by March 24th.
Thanks again for joining us on this month's edition of Inside COD. For Nick Kinzel, I'm George Brew. We'll see you back here in April.